are good to go.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Today, we'll be doing a deep dive on Robinhood Gold, seeing if it's worth it and what other tools we have at our disposal. This is the 24-hour show. We're your hosts, Eddie and Britt. Let's get it.
Subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. 3, 2, 1. We are live. How's it going?
Feeling good, feeling great. The markets are down, but we're up.
I wore my special gold leaf shirt right here just so you guys can learn about gold today. We're going to be talking about the gold standard. We'll see if the $5 subscription is worth it. And then, of course, we're going to tell you about some of the wealth management tools that Robinhood offers. But right before we even get into it, we have to go check out the hood price.
What are we at?
We have to see where we're at. Go ahead and read that.
$49.92, not too bad.
Yeah.
It looks like we're reclaiming our earnings rally a little bit here.
Trying to stay at that $50 level for sure. It's at a almost 2.5% intraday. That's really nice to look at.
Markets are still open. We still have about another 55 minutes of trading or so.
Yeah, and just remember, while we're on the gold subject, March is supposed to be some new events. So let's actually explore what happened before when old gold was introduced.
This is the old gold.
Old gold. And this was crazy because I really like that Robinhood could test new things. If it works, mostly all of them work, I believe, but if it's lucrative for the company and for the investor, then I think they keep it. But if it hurts the company in the end acquiring, I think they just drop it, right? It seems pretty self-explanatory.
I feel like they're always working on a win-win situation for both the shareholders and the people that are just
this whole program though, right before we even tell you guys about what the new gold stuff is, I feel like we just have to highlight that these guys are innovating, they're learning, and they're rolling stuff out to like a lot of people at once. So it's kind of juxtaposed to like how the traditional finance companies work, where they're not going to pass around all the value to the customer like Robinhood is. I feel like it's more of like a Costco
membership, right?
Yeah. It's like Costco's going to get all of these products into their store, and they're going to make them sell it at the lowest price. That way, Costco could pass the savings on to all the customers, and they actually make money on the $50, I think it's $55 membership fee, right? And so Robinhood kind of has that same strategy, I think. And so we'll just look at this old stuff.
I wonder what their loss leader is.
We got cash sweep program. You're probably wondering how they have 2.5 million FDIC insurance. We'll get into that too. 4.5% APY. That was when the rates were a little bit up. They still have this retirement match. So you could just see they're very competitive on multiple levels right here. I think this last one on here, unlimited deposit boost, was not it's not in effect right now, but I would actually, this is a good time to just alert you, pay attention for this to open again, because if this window opens, you're going to want to jump in on this extra 1% deposit boost.
Absolutely. So. And along with the cash sweeps being 4.5 and now it's 4%, you can actually still get that 0.5% boost if you, like we said, sign up for the Robinhood Gold. Then they do sporadic boosts of like 0.5 to 1%. They give you a initiation transfer limit, and if you meet that transfer, then you'll get that boost secured.
Yeah, and just to summarize that, she's basically saying they cater to each investor on what their portfolio is. So like for me this week, they would have said, hey, deposit $5,000 and secure a 5% APY or a 4.5 or whatever. And then for Brittany, they'd say, hey, drop in 10,000 and then you can get this APY. And it just caters to the different size portfolios and stuff. And I just love that because Robinhood time and time again says it doesn't matter who has more money, like all of these
everybody
tools,
gets to eat.
Everybody eats, B. So let's look at current gold real quick. This is the current stating, and like I said, there's going to be a gold event in March, so this is going to change. But as of now, it's still $5 a month. They're offering the 4% APY on invested cash. How are they doing this 2.5 million FDIC insurance?
They have 12 banks that are all involved in the cash sweeps program. So instead of the usual 250 $250,000 coverage, they are offering that with all the banks cumulatively, which comes to 2.5 million.
I like how they can change basically they can basically change the standard by operating how they do. So I think most banks and institutions are only going to cover you up to a quarter mil, like Britt said. But because Robinhood is not a bank, they're a brokerage. We need some T-shirts that say brokerages over banks. But anyways, because they're a brokerage, they're able to partner with these banks and basically combine insurances. And this is like basic innovation. I would call it low hanging fruit, but it leads us right into the retirement, which is like, okay, they can give you extra insurance. Well, how could they bend the limits on your retirement account? Well, they can add an extra 3% on top of your $7,000 limit.
And this is why synergy is so important. It's the ethos of Robinhood of being, hey, we see what you're doing well. Let's combine that with what we're doing well and create this financial synergy for our users.
Yeah, $5 a month is nothing too. When you start factoring just these little things, like imagine paying just for some extra insurance, it would cost a buttload. But because they are becoming the wealth management company for the younger generation, they are innovating in ways that the banks don't even want to pass the value around.
And right now, it could seem like a loss leader. Let's say you're doing $5 a month, you're getting an additional $210 on your retirement. You're only paying what, $60 a year for that. Obviously, if you have more money, you put in more, you get more. It pays to play, but if you don't, you see that it already pays for itself in just that little time.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking right here now at the gold standard front page right here. Supercharge your cash with rates and products usually reserved for the 1%, and it's only $5 a month. Like that.
I love that they point that out. Usually reserved for the 1%. Like, you guys would not have access to this, but we are genuinely trying to democratize finance for all.
Exactly. And we'll go ahead and scroll down this page. Some good information on here actually, so we'll just let the numbers do the talking. I won't even have to. Now let's just go ahead, let's set some of this stuff to 0 real quick, just so we can oh, it looks like it's a slider actually.
And you can play around with this calculator on your own. We'll leave the link in the comments, but I love this. Is just a beautiful design, and Robinhood allows you to play with the numbers, see, hey, if I do this, what am I looking at? If I do this, what am I looking at? And it's just perfect for everybody's budget, and genuinely.
So let's start off with a small account. Let's say you can put $5,000 in uninvested cash. No risk to the market. You can get that 4%, earn $200 on
Which
the value.
Which is considered your savings account, basically.
And I would say this obviously pays for itself, but you don't want to pay for itself. We obviously want to keep going, keep growing. So maybe you can make it to 10,000 by the end of the year. Boom, extra 400. It's still nothing crazy, like it's still not that much, And
it's not, but with that 4.5 boost, that's an extra $50, so we have 450 on that 10K.
Right. So go ahead and move forward to the IRA. Now, if you don't know the power of a Roth IRA, you definitely have to check out our other video called The Ultimate Retirement Account. I'll go ahead and put a little video right here if you want to check it out now. But it is the ultimate retirement account because they can put more money in your IRA. And so
when the max is 7K, but you're able to fit more than 7K into that legally, they're creating loopholes for you, which is, who's doing that? What kind of institution is doing that?
Only the very wealthy can afford these type of loopholes, to be honest. And they're just passing this to their regular gold members because they pretty much treating us like VIPs for $5 a month. You always want to max this out, and because this is such a cool account, you can actually max your 2024 out all the way up until April 2025, and that's because that's when taxes are due in April. So you have until taxes are due to fill up your last year's Roth IRA. That's pretty tight.
I believe they give you an additional 2 weeks. I think taxes are due April 15th, but you can collect on this transfer until April 30th. That is the cutoff.
That's for the 2%. That's for the 2% IRA. Yeah. And so that you can also get 3% on any IRA match. So she's referring to the traditional and I'm talking about the Roth, but both of them get 3%, and if you're transferring in, you can get a 2%. So there's a couple different things on there that you can win. Gold card. I don't have the gold card, and I don't have this gold card, but you do get 3% back. When I have the gold card, you guys will for sure get a video of it. But like even right now, just with what we're doing, some basic stuff, maxing out our Roth at 7,000, we're getting the 3%, and just putting 10,000 in cash in there. We're not even going to be investing in the S&P. This is just individual brokerage. You can end up with some extra cash, definitely higher than your average bank savings account, and very competitive with the highest yield savings accounts available. And I would definitely, I can speak on that because I love a high yield savings account. So Robinhood's really adding value to the people. So right now we got about 610 in savings.
I'm gonna put that to 660 with that 0.5 boost.
Okay,
an additional $50.
And if you this calculation does not include the cost of the membership, right? So this is, you do have to take the $60 off top, but if you pay annually, you can get $10 off, right? So save $10.
Even more savings.
Yeah, save $10 by doing it annually instead of monthly, which that obviously brings you to the next level.
So it looks like these the 4% on cash sweeps alone could be their loss leader with the $5 a month. I don't think it's going to stay $5 a month, and I don't think they're going to continue to allow. Obviously, customer acquisition is costly, and it makes sense to pass those savings directly into the pockets of the consumer.
Yeah, while you're on that, actually, let's check out how much it usually costs. There was this cool video. Up on, I always want to say All In Podcast. It's what is the
This Week in Startups, I believe.
That's right, This Week in Startups. So they basically talk about. Let me just hide that part for you. So they're
great podcast.
Yeah, before we show you, I'll just let you know he's gonna be talking for about a minute or two, and he's basically talking about first meeting Vlad. Vlad pitches him, and he's basically getting a hold of all the stuff I just told you right now and regurgitates it to him. And he lays out the facts of how much it actually costs to acquire your customers. So this will make sense why Robinhood is able to afford this. But we'll go ahead and watch this real quick.
How non-consensus they were. Bro, how's this for a pitch? Vlad comes up, I'm a quant, blah, blah, blah. He's pitching me. I want to get young people to trade stocks. He said, Vlad, young people? You know, like people who are on their parents' Netflix account and live in the basement and won't buy a car and like they don't have a driver's license. He's like, yeah, exactly. Those people. I said, okay, how are you going to get them to start trading for their future? He says, oh, that's the best part. It's going to be free to trade. I said, can I repeat back to you what you just told me? He said, yeah. I said, you want a bunch of people who have no commitment toward their future to suddenly make a commitment, and the way you're going to make money is by making it free. He says, yeah. And then I have this further conversation with him, and I'm like, well, how do you get those people? He says, oh, we're going to give them free stock in a company. You want to make it free.
Okay.
Before,
There's some links downstairs already. Check the bio if you need that referral link for the free stock. They're still doing it, and everyone copied them too. You will see a bunch of app brokerages come out, and they all tried to copy Robinhood. They just couldn't do it as well. So
because of the crypto blockchain technology, that really does help Vlad and team be able to roll out these kinds of
people who are commitment phobic, and then you want to give them free shares in the company. That's your plan. He said, yes, that's my plan. And I said to him, I'm in. And Vlad said something to the effect of like, well, the way you said it back to me sounded like it was a stupid idea. I said, no, it costs E-Trade $400 to acquire a customer on CNBC. I remember this because they used to advertise on Gad.
It cost them $400. Holy shit.
In my magazine.
Electronic. It's not like you have it's not like you're going into Fidelity, you're sitting down with your Satura advisor. This is E-Trade.
Yeah, so and I wonder how much of that $400 value is going back to the customer.
No, I'm sure it's going to the marketing agencies, the branding agencies, the commercials, the studios, all that good stuff.
In the print magazine days, if you can get them for a $3 share, you just save $397. He's like, exactly. I said, you know, if you get this generation addicted to this product, they're going to grow up and they're going to get pregnant. They're going to get a 529. They're going to start buying mutual funds. They may YOLO into some crazy stock, but eventually it's going to happen. And you're both in the same fund. We distributed Robin.
That is beautiful. I love that he points out, you're trying to target a demographic that has no commitment to their future. That is so strong and so powerful because we've seen so many millennials and the younger generation have no commitment to their future. And with Robinhood, you're seeing, oh my gosh, this is important. I need to curb my consumption mentality and put this towards my future. I can either buy some shares in a Mag 7 company, a blue chip stock, or I can go and get drunk at Nobu or go out to Warwick, you know? Like, it's really forces you to take your future seriously. And that's why it's not only doing good for the investor and the company, it's a public service. I genuinely believe
Yeah,
that.
and I don't know if they like to use that verbiage, but what he said is true. Like, I'm addicted to investing now, and I've had a Robinhood account. I would probably have to check. I probably had it since like 2017, 2016 or so. This is kind of, I don't know. This like she said, basically puts all your focus on investing, and if you're investing, you're probably optimistic, and you're looking towards the future. Most good investors are. So it basically flywheels yourself into being caring about the future, caring about products, caring about just caring about your overall financial being. And so Robinhood is providing these products, and like he said, they don't even have the 529 plans yet. So I feel like that might have been some insider discussion. We haven't even seen a 529 type of plan get rolled out to Robinhood.
HSA.
But this guy is an insider investor who's been there for a long time, and he's just mentioning 529 plans right here. Very just throwing it out there. No one flinches or anything. So I really do feel.
Vlad does a little smile.
I feel like that could lead to something because Brittany, are you getting pregnant? That's what he said. That's what he said. He said they're gonna get pregnant. They're gonna have 529 plans, and so
no, but I'm preparing for my nieces and nephews. So
exactly.
They will have 529 plans.
And they made the 529s that rule where you can like roll it into the Roths too, so that makes sense. It's like, okay,
you can also roll over it into approved business expenses.
There you go. And so if Vlad creates tools to make this stuff easier, like they've done with other transfers and promotions, this is some alpha right there that he's
also
mentioned.
Because everything is on chain and you have the ability to put everything on chain. When you're, okay, I need that check from my brokerage for my school books, my internet, my new laptop. You can probably just input your expenses into the app. You have everything accounted for, and it's not a ton of paperwork and stress and worry when it comes tax season.
Yeah. Let's get back into this goal. Oh, sorry, not this. We need to get back to the calculator. Okay, so we already went over this APY. It's a great APY. I like even like Apple's savings account right now is at like 3.9. So Robinhood is definitely swimming laps around anybody trying to offer value back. They are doing it better. That's for sure. So let's keep rolling right here. Okay, no minimum, or 9x the national savings average.
Can we just scroll up to that really quickly? In the fine print, it says, no minimum balance, up to $2.5 million in FDIC insurance through partner banks, earn 9 times the national savings average, no cap.
No cap.
They can say uncapped, as many financial institutions do, but just knowing their user and knowing the demographic saying no cap instead of uncapped makes me very happy.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me open this up so they can see more of the screen. Is that good?
Gosh, this UI, this user interface is just beautiful.
Yeah, they
seamless,
really
beautiful.
So sleek. Okay, so this is cool. This is basically your Roth IRA. It's going to show you as you contribute closer to that 7,000, you'll get a little highlighted field in here that matches up to your 3%, which in total will be 210. But like I said, you can max out last year's before April, and you can max out this year's, which would put you at $14K deposited into the Roth and a total of $420 free dollars in there.
Absolutely. I'll be transferring my 2024, and then I just started through my 2026.
And we're basically concluding on our last slide right here. This is the very much anticipated gold card. We have not received this yet, but this is basically the best credit card in the world right now. They're doing 3%. You've seen everyone from like Sam Altman to the superhuman AI founder. Everyone's talked about this card. It's a great conversation starter. It's literally made out of gold. So
gosh, just to feel it in your hands,
I think this brought a lot of people over to Robinhood as well, who weren't interested in the brokerage, who weren't interested in like spending accounts or any of that stuff.
And if you're
probably because they're wealthy and they have these tools
already,
but they don't have access to this gold card.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to join Robinhood to get that.
And if you are interested in this card but not yet completely sold on the Robinhood Gold subscription, you can join the wait list without being a gold member. And then once you receive your card, then you have to obviously opt into the to the program, but I think it's worth it. Absolutely not.
Yep. So subject to approval and underwriting. Yeah, that's just that was from their last acquisition of X1. They turned it into this, and I expect March to be filled with enhancements on all the stuff we just mentioned, and probably some stuff that we haven't gone over. So.
And if you're looking to get on the to get the gold card, or you're on the wait list already, they rolled out about 100,000 last year, and they are looking to do 5 times that this year. So it's looking like 500,000 people will be getting their hands on the card this year.
There you go. All right. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, subscribe. Shout out to all my hood retail investors. Stay strong. Let's keep it at 50. And yeah, that's it. You got anything to go?
Find us on X at Brady's Bliss and Ed Monies, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.